Hello everyone and welcome back to Summer Heights, and a video that, well, a build that I finished working on probably over a month ago now, but just haven't had the time to edit or record commentary for. Unfortunately I've just been busy with other things recently, so I do apologise to the Planet Coaster fans watching, but yeah, we've made some quite nice progress in this one with the Roman themed area. It's all coming together quite nicely. So the first thing that I'm working on is just polishing off the area down by the log flume splash zone sort of area, adding some textured path cover as well. Just some temple floor pieces to give it a bit more of an open plaza around there. It just looks a bit nicer, and then trying to wrestle a bit with the pathing system here. As you do in Planet Coaster, 50% of the time playing this game you will be arguing with the path system in it, but yeah, it's the best thing is you can just cover things up using these planters, and that's something we do here. So I just wanted to sort of almost block off some of the things in the background so that when you're walking straight into this area you just see the drop from the log flume and this area around it here. So a lot of this video really is doing sort of planting and path work and foliage and things like that, just to round off the area a bit. We also do get working on a new flat ride for this area as well, which you will see in a minute. I've cut the video down a bit because I didn't want this one to be too long, because it's not the most interesting of builds in particular. I think what I did build in this does look good when it's finished, but it's not, you know, something exciting like theming up a coaster or anything like that. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm looking forward to moving on to the third and final themed area of the park, because, you know, I've done quite a lot with this Roman theme now, and it's difficult to think of how to, you know, vary the theme and make it look different when you're doing different things with it. So yeah, I always think if an area is looking quite bland in this game, you can stick in some planting and flower beds and stuff like that, and it will make things look a bit nicer and a bit more colourful. So that's what we do here, using all sorts of different bushes and planting and stuff. And we also work on some fountains, which I sort of had an idea for before I started even building this area. I wanted a custom fountain, just using the usual fountain pieces, but making it a little bit more interesting. I love to make custom stuff in this game, just using the pieces that we've got, and sometimes a TMTK. But yeah, I don't like placing down the big sort of pre-made blueprints or anything like that anymore. That's the sort of stuff I did when I first got the game. Now I like to make more of my own things, just to see what I can do really with the game. So yeah, it seems like it took me absolutely ages to work out how to make that circular piece there. Managed it in the end though, and I just stick a basic fountain in there with it as well, and add some water effects to that as well. So yeah, I think the idea of all the different sort of water areas and the log flume and everything fits in really nicely to that Roman theme. It's just something that I sort of remember from the old Roller Coaster Tycoon days, and that was one of the themes that come with the original game, and I think it works out really nicely. So yeah, going back to this fountain I was on about here, I think putting these pieces together works out quite well. Obviously you don't want it to be too tall and block the view behind it, so it's difficult to get that balance. I was thinking, do I make loads of different levels, but in the end I kept it fairly flat and just put a few pillars sort of around the edge of it, like you can see going in here. So yeah, it's difficult really to to explain what I'm building here, because it is just basically sort of finishing, well, not finishing stuff off, but adding scenic elements. You know, nothing really major is going in here. I've got another idea where I might place another flat ride in this area, because the park is quite lacking in flat rides at the moment, but that's something I might consider next time. I'm hoping that this area of the park will be complete in either the next episode or the one after. We do need to place some sort of food outlet in this area as well. Something, a nice classical Roman themed restaurant will fit in nicely there. Not quite sure how I'm going to go about that yet, but yeah, that's something to think about when I start playing the game next. I don't think I've played this game for well over a month now. It might be less than that, I can't remember when the last video was. But yeah, it's been a while since I played this, so really I just need to get the motivation and get back into it. And obviously, you know what it's like if you played before, this game does require a lot of your time. Fiddling about here as well, trying to get all the pathing in and getting it to look right. Obviously these sort of blocks are quite useful for doing the borders around the paths as well, which I think looks quite nice. And then I realised there was nothing here to stop people falling straight into the water around Log Flume, so I stuck some fencing in, and then we get a bit of the safety fencing in here as well, around the coaster, because that's a problem that B&M inverts have had in the past. Well, not really a problem that inverts have had, more a problem that people have had controlling their kids, where their kids have jumped over the fencing if it's too low, and obviously that is quite disastrous with an inverted coaster like that. So we're just trying to add some safety elements in there for realism. I'm not going to do it all around the queue lines, because I think it would sort of ruin the way it looks, you know. If this was a real park, then yeah, you probably would have that. But for the sake of aesthetics over realism, like I always say, I'm just going to keep it like that for the time being. And here we're just finishing off at some of these flower beds and planters as well, and I think this area is almost complete, just lacking some lampposts and benches and stuff, which I think we put in here, or we might have already put them in, I'm not sure. I think that's what I'm working on now, and then just sinking the barriers into the ground so that people don't walk straight through the middle of things. So here I have a look at the different flat rides that we could pick for the area. I thought that the Dodgems, the roof would be too high, so we didn't go for that. We just went for one of these spinny ones. Is that the Wipeout or something? Can't remember the name of this one. I quite like this ride actually in real life. The one where the thing comes over the top. I don't know what it's called. I don't know my flat rides really. But yeah, we just sort of try and colour it to theme it in with the rest of the area before I build a skin for it, or a very basic skin here. Getting rather aware of the piece count now, so I didn't want to go highly detailed on it, although I do a custom roof for it, because obviously there's no real roof in the game that would fit into this space. I'm not entirely happy with how this looks, because I think the colour on it is all just the same, so I might go back and sort of change the tone of the colour of the roof for this one. Not too sure yet. I'll have another look about next time I'm in the game. But all in all, it's very basic stuff, just using the dome technique, which, you know, I do that all the time in this game now. Because it just helps you to build different shapes and build skins like this for flat rides that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. So I do think it's quite a good technique to use. And this is what I was saying for the roof. It is all quite a similar colour. I just wanted it to look like a flat piece, so I'm just using some wood pillars, but obviously sort of trying to make them look as if they're stone pieces. And yeah, I think it gives that effect quite well. And then Here I just ended up putting in some sort of, I don't know what you'd call these, some beams I guess, which don't completely protect you from the rain, but they do look quite cool. So yeah, then it's just a case of rotating it all round, and there we have our flat ride skin pretty much. There's not an awful lot more that I do to it, to be honest. Just add a sort of centerpiece deco piece there to make it look a bit more interesting, and then we work on the queue line and the pathing and the sort of gardens around this area, because we're going to have some open space sort of gardens and stuff here where people can sit and watch the world go by, I guess. Again, just building some little borders around the path there using brick pieces, and again just putting the nice different coloured planters in and stuff there. And that's pretty much what the rest of this video will be, so I'm going to just leave you to enjoy the rest of the time lapse for this one and the cinematics at the end, and I hope to see you all in the next video, which hopefully won't be as far away as this one. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.